Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first game of this best of 3 series, ZOTAC's number 282's semifinals. This is the second semifinals of this particular ZOTAC, and we indeed have an undead versus human matchup. Now in the bottom right you might not know him, but he is known as DkH.Subsonic, who is a German human player, and he's been playing for quite some time. However, his opponent in the top left has been pretty much been playing much more, I guess, far back than Subsonic. It is going to be HLA, or it's going to, mean hate, love, anger. Now he is an old school undead player. I believe he did just get back into the game like a couple of months ago, maybe a month at least. But yeah, hate, love, anger. Don't think he has a clan particularly. He is also German, I believe, so maybe it might be picked up. I mean, German players are in abundance in Warcraft 3, and yeah, this is going to be undead versus human. So maybe Paladin, I don't know. We shall see. This is on the map Ancient Isles, which, if you haven't watched, the other undead versus human matchups, undead players particularly like to be harassive in this game, and it's generally why undead players are seemingly favored in this particular map. Now, Hate, Love, Anger, even though he has been on quite some hiatus, still playing kinda good. I mean, recently he's been playing a couple of ZOTACs, I believe. Even after the ZOTAC, he went ahead and participated in, as you can see here, Yumiko's WEL tournament, which I'm not really sure what WEL stood for, but yeah, he did quite a performance in that particular tournament. Either way, this creep camp is going to be cleared out with the militia, and a ring of detection +2 will be picked up. Not, like I said, not the greatest of items to be picked up from any kind of hero, because, well, the Death Knight is going to be here, and of course the Death Knight doesn't really focus himself on basic attacks, really relies on that Death Coil. Very nice job from HLA to pick up those peasant kills. He was able to pick up 3, and maybe he might get a few more. Nah, it doesn't look like skeletons. Will be fended off, and this scout tower will be turned into an arcane tower. So it looks like we are massing up on ghouls for quite a bit. Usually HLA is one of those typical Crypt Fiend players, but it looks like we're gonna go for ghouls instead. Now, we did have that level 1 ability point on that death coil, so if he's actually going to intend to go for any kind of surrounds, that will be a little bit difficult, as the unholy aura is not particularly available for the undead army, and of course I don't think the Death Knight will reach level 2 anytime soon if he's actually going to be preoccupied with this Archmage. Very nice path blocking right here from Subsonic, but it will not suffice. But it looks like the skeletons will be dealt with. Ghouls are moving on in and possibly going to surround a single footman. No, they're gonna slip right through that, and Subsonic will be able to retreat unscathed, depending on if the undead player will, give up the chase. He is going for Halls of the Dead, so we might be seeing a very late Crypt Fiend army, as well as, maybe a Lich. Now, whether or not he'll be going Frost Armor or Frost Nova on that Lich will be rather interesting. Usually we've seen Frost Armor deal with all the melee units, and this is exactly what the Militia and Footmen are. But, you gotta consider the late game, or mid to late game situation, where human players usually go ranged units instead of keeping to those footmen, and it looks like Subsonic is not going to expand. We've been seeing this quite a lot recently with human players. They tend to not go expanding against an undead or hell, an orc, which is rather interesting. And of course, this particular map is not really great for an expansion. As you can see here, the expansion sure can be defended quite well, but the actual fact is it's rather far away from the main expansion, or main base. Wow. Either way, we have a little bit of a late arcane vault being placed down and more farms. So it looks like mercenary camp will be possibly utilized. Will we have a Shadow Priest? Yes, we do. We have a Shadow Priest and a Berserker, so it looks like this Red Drake will be taken care of. HLA is going to clear out this Orange Creep camp right here. I believe his tier 2 is done, and it is. He is going straight to tier 3. We might even have a delayed lich in order to get that Orb of Corruption. Hilarious Flute of Accuracy has also been picked up. That is going to be additional 10% damage to those ranged units. So basically the Archmage, the Elementals, Berserker, Shadow Priest, and of course the Sanctum units that will be coming in very, very soon. Now, I mean, Flute of Accuracy is definitely going to be sticking to the Archmage for quite some time. I can't really imagine Subsonic actually wanting to exchange that kind of item for 200 gold, but you know, when he runs out of that gold mine, he will look to do that, and maybe he might get, I was actually thinking of a Beastmaster, but he's going to go for a Fire Lord, so this is going to be rather interesting. Yeah, I mean, either he wants to go for those lava spawns, which will also benefit from that True Shot barrage aura, or he will go for that Soul Burn, which is basically a damage over time, and I believe what was it, a damage reduction ability? No, it looks like it's going to be a lava spawn out for that Fire Lord. Okay, so we have Crypt Fiends being illusioned, but that might just be the main focus for the army. And it looks like Frost Nova is going to be the first ability of choice. Shadow Priest will be taken down. Obviously these Crypt Fiends are going to be ignored, and we are going to go for a tower rush, maybe? Tower push. Fire Lord is going to take some damage. Lava Spawn still needs a little bit more hits in order to split, and looks like it's going to split right there. There we go, it's going to spawn another Lava Spawn, and of course Subsonic Fire Lord is going to make another. So this is going to be a very, very strong push here from Subsonic. HLA will be forced to use that TP scroll early on. But there is Destroyer Form on the way, as well as the Lich. Actually, the Lich does not have Corruption Orb. We're also going to see some Frenzy Ghouls right here. As Frenzy is being researched, we do have quite a bit of ghouls actually defending this base. However, Subsonic is actually going to benefit from these lava spawns. As you can see, another spawn is going to be split. Another one is also going to split as well. So you can see the sheer power and, of course, potential of these lava spawns if they get that, you know, amount of basic attacks off. And of course, you can see that rather causes some kind of mishap. I don't believe the attack count will credit for, you know, building attacks, but no matter, as these towers are about to be completed, HLA is looking rather endangered right now. We are seeing more Crypt Fiends. Destroyer is in the air. It did absorb quite a bit of mana from whatever. I believe that was just absorb mana instead of absorb magic instead of absorb mana. Wow. Level 3 on the DK, while level 2 is on that Lich. Probably Dark Ritual, but you may never know. These guard towers are not going to be dealt with at all from HLA. He did manage to get to take one of the towers, but that's pretty much all he can do. Yeah, as you can see from the chat, Lich still does not have that Corruption Orb, and I don't believe HLA has the necessary gold to actually purchase it, and this might be troublesome, as the Tomb of Relics will be destroyed momentarily. This is rather a predicament for HLA, isn't it? Even though he is a little bit more seasoned than his human compadre, he is looking kind of out of order. Either way, it looks like this destroyer really needs to play a big part in this. Possibly just take that obsidian statues right there. Firelord will be taken down at level 1, and that is going to be probably the fire that needs to be started for Hate, Love, Anger. Otherwise, Subsonic is not actually transitioning into Double Sanctum, so this might be a little bit disadvantageous for Subsonic. What happens if his Tower Rush fails? What happens if... Actually, I was going to say Meat Wagons, but then I remembered that Swordhouse is not even making it, as the Ziggurats need to be placed down. There we go, that Ziggurat. Honestly, we actually need some Meat Wagons. Even a blacksmith's being constructed right there. I'm not sure why, but meh. Now the Tome Relic is being constructed, and this Meat Wagon is going to be hopefully popped out. Acolyte is trying his best to repair it. As you can see, the chat wants an undead mirror match up, as you know, Sishi is currently in the semi-final or in the finals. So yeah, this will be rather interesting if HLA will be able to pull this off. Footmen are going to move on in. However, these acolytes are being protected by the Black Scylla as well as the Spirit Tower. And it looks like Subsonic will take some damage from these towers. This Firelord is back. Obsidian Statue probably going to be on its last legs. Maybe absorb mana and then change into a destroyer. Either where is the Death Knight? There he is. Footmen are going to be dealt with very soon. A surprise no more towers have been constructed. Is that a second blacksmith? No, that's just a workshop. Tomb of Relics will be completed. Lich does have that corruption orb though, so not sure when he was able to get that. Wow, as soon as those skeletal minions get up, the feedback damage from those arcane towers is just crazy. Yeah, there's currently 2 destroyers in the air, a couple of Crypt Fiends, but will that be enough? I mean, there's quite a few towers established, being repaired, and we even have mortar teams out for Subsonic right now. Obsidian Statue is going to pop out, and then this will be rather interesting. I mean, Subsonic's still not pushing, and it looks like HLA is going to intercept some militia, but it doesn't look like he's going to push on further. I don't know. Maybe more Ziggurats need to change into into what? Into Spirit Towers. Yeah, what the hell's a Spirit Towers? What was my train of thought doing? Either way, destroyers are dealing tons of damage with a killing death coil right there. So very nice job from HLA, able to take down that Archmage at level 3, and possibly this Firelord at level 1 as well. There we go with a Frost Nova, and it looks like this might be a little bit troublesome for Subsonic. Now looking at his base, he does have Keep Tech, but he's not transitioned into anything. He's not benefiting at all. He does not he's not expanding, and currently he invested too much into this tower push. This might even be his all-in plan, but not sure if that was smart, as currently HLA is trying to push back as best he can. Death Knight is going to take some damage, but this will be pretty much a successful fend. Now the Archmage is being revived back from that altar, and this might be a little bit troublesome. Mortar team is moving on out. Peasant will be taken down, and soon will these towers. GG from Subsonic, as he knows this all-in failed, and the game will go to HLA. And miraculously, HLA has successfully defended the tower push, and of course taken the game. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Game 2 will be out maybe tomorrow, and hopefully we might have a game 3. I don't know. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.